Another lovely day here at the Guthrie household. So it is Wednesday. Pretty chilly out this evening. Fresh after work. Thought I'd do a quick video. I'm gonna go inside the greenhouse and show you around what's going on in there. And yeah, show you what all happened last weekend. We may have started to make a video, we never did finish it, so I'm just gonna make a quick one right now. The one we didn't finish, it's too late to finish it now because some of what we worked on, we started seeds and whatnot, and some of them had already sprouted, so it's not that big a deal. You all see me start seeds many times in the past, so I'm just gonna spin you around. And if you can't hear me, I'm sorry. My camera has a directional microphone on it. Should have taken it off, but I did not do so. So I do apologize if you can't hear me. I apologize ahead of time. So I'm already inside, so I'm gonna take my hat off. So here we go. Here are the succulents that we got. She's sorted all those out. I know it's hard to see, but they're all there. I don't know how many she said we had, a fair many of them. This here would be our ginger that we potted up last weekend. We got this off of the, ginger off of the biker dude. He used to be the biker dude, but I'm not sure what his web page is now, but I'm sure if you type in the biker dude, it'll still bring it up. Ginger, we sell a fair bit of ginger. So we just potted up what we potted up, and the reason we potted it up and brought it out here and did it is because this ginger will be what we grow in our cattle panel greenhouse, which is over there, cattle panel tunnel, along with our tomatoes like we did last year, but we'll swap the beds around, which we'll show you that as we go along. But I'm going to spin you around and show you some more stuff we got growing on. Here we have some green onions in this tray. They started those a couple weeks ago. Here we got kales and some tomatoes. These tomatoes here is all cherry tomatoes. They're probably 2 weeks old, I'd guess. These are all cherry tomatoes. They'll go in our tunnel. The kale go in the garden. This here is Swiss chard. It'll all go in the garden. These are Dusty Millers. They were old seeds. There ain't too many of them come up. These here she's going to keep for herself. These are pansies. We started those on 2.5. These, I think she's going to sell these. I think these here is more green onions that we started on February 5th. And those, all the onions, everything will go in our garden except for the pansies, actually. Other than that, everything's ours. The heat just kicked on. Hopefully you can still hear me over the heat. A couple weeks ago, you watched me destroy a peace lily and break it apart, and I'm going to show you them right now. We put these on the floor so the sun wouldn't beat down on them when they're trying to come back to good, and as you can see, they turn kind of yellow. That's just because they're in the shock a little bit, but they all look good. They're all standing up except for one. This one here is not standing up. But other than that, they're all standing up, so that tells me they're all good. So they're all good. They just need to take a little bit of time to come back. And I'm going to show you our hanging baskets, give you a quick update on them. They're not growing real good. They're growing, they're maintaining, I should say. We lost a few, but we always do. For whatever reason, we always lose some of these. These are the peach with the salmon. She calls them salmon. I call them peach. I guess it's all the same. These here ones are purple. All the purple ones look good. As you can see, they all look good still. None of them, we never lost any of them. Which is definitely a good thing. And last week we had a major windstorm Friday, Saturday. I'm not sure what the sustained winds were, but our heater in here, the bracket that it's on, actually broke out of the ceiling. Up right there. It actually broke. We almost had a catastrophe. Luckily, I caught it Friday night after I got home from work and stuck some braces under it. So I stuck a couple braces underneath the heater to hold it up so it wouldn't fall down. It was actually pulling that end wall in and it still is in some. I got it back as best I could, and yesterday evening I got I don't know if you can see it or not, but I got a piece of metal that I screwed to that tree before, that I bolted it fast up there at the top on that ridge pole. Could have been bad. Thank goodness it wasn't that bad. But it's all good now, so I ain't worried too much about it anymore. And that's the first time we ever had any issues with that, how I have it set up. But it worked out for the best, so it's all good. These here's our mixed plots. They all look good. We hadn't lost any of these at all. They all still look really, really good. Got a long way to go before they're ready to sell, but that being said, we don't open till April, and Mother's Day's not until the middle of May, so we got 2 months before we open, and then we open 2 weeks before Mother's Day. And we also brought in some of our perennial pots. We brought in our rhubarb. Our rhubarb we brought in so it would grow some, start to grow, and it actually is, but it was growing outside too though, so it's growing. And we brought in all of our asparagus starts. I don't notice them growing yet, but they may be under, I'm sure they are underground, but we brought all those in. I'll show you them here now. This is our rhubarb. As you can see, it's starting to come up. These here will most likely take the rhubarb to the auction. The rhubarb will most likely go to the auction. Some of the asparagus, I think we may have a buyer for a lot of it. That's one reason we brought it in, so it would start growing real good. But it's still just little now. It's not coming out of the ground yet. That's just the weeds. All that one is. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's just a weed. We have all of those, and then all these 6-packs is asparagus as well. I honestly ain't sure how many asparagus we have, but the ones we have, if the buyer that we potentially have don't get those, they will go to I'm going to plant a bunch around all the fruit trees I planted a few weeks ago. I'll put a bunch in around them, and they'll go to the auction as well. They seem to do fairly well at the auction if we take. And those all started from seed from our asparagus that we collected seed from, and that's where those seeds, that's where they came from. So that's a pretty quick update. Probably this weekend it's supposed to snow and get nasty, but I'm sure we got seeds that we got to start. We have some in the house is where we germinate at. We don't germinate out here this time of year. But once they germinate, we'll bring them out. But we have a room in our house that we designate as a grow room. We have in there, we have some peppers that'll be in our garden, and we have spinach that'll be in our garden. And we also have some last Saturday we planted some marigolds, and they're actually starting to come up already. And today's Wednesday, and we just put them in the ground Saturday. And I think I looked at them this evening when I got home from work, and I think every last one of those things germinated. And the spinach all looks good, but it was planted a couple weeks ago. The spinach needs to come out, but the marigolds need to stay in the house a little bit longer yet. So I'll show you those someday. I'm gonna do a video on that in the coming up days. So that's gonna wrap this one up. So if you're still here with me right now, please subscribe and like the videos if you like them, and subscribe to our channel. Share with your friends and family. If you liked it, please like it. Share them and whatnot. Until we meet again, take care and God bless.